All right, here we have the Himiway Cruiser, a dual sport fat tire e-bike, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. So it has 26 by 4-inch tires, really big bulky tires with really good tread. It has a 17.5 amp hour battery, 48 volt, so really big battery. It has a 750 watt hub motor with 80 Newton meters of torque. It has not the highest end components, but pretty decent components. So it has Tektro Aries brakes. It has Shimano Altus 7-speed gearing system. It has front suspension forks that are adjustable, so it does not have any rear suspension. It has mechanical disc brakes with 180 millimeter rotors. It has this. It comes with this stock, which is really cool. A really cool, little tray in the back to put, items. It's got little bars that you could wrap bungee cords around and whatnot. It has on the back end, you can see a tail light, and then on the front end, it has a headlight, which I'll turn on for you, and it's actually not that bad. It's pretty bright. You might not be able to see it tremendously well right now, but it works really well at night. And it has fenders, which is really cool. Most bikes don't come with fenders. I was actually riding it a little while ago, and I got in some mud, and the tires did not shoot up any mud at me. So it's got front and rear fenders, which come stock. So let's take a look at the display real quick. The display shows speed. It shows, if you click this button right here on the handlebar, this I button, it'll show wattage, it'll show battery, it'll show speed, it'll show your trip odometer, and so forth and so on, and you can cycle through that. So the bike has 5 pedal assist levels. It comes with that stock. You can put the bike into a setting where you can have 9 pedal assist modes, so that's pretty cool. It's got a really nice black matte finish. I like the signage of Himiway on the bike. It has a removable battery with a key that you can take this off and charge it with the charger, or you can leave it on the bike. It's a really big battery, which is really cool. It gives it a lot of capacity, a lot of capability to go really far. The cool thing about the Kenda, these are Kenda 26 by 4-inch tires. What's really cool about them is they have built-in tire liners, which is really cool and helps the bike, not get punctures. So that's it for now. Let's go for a ride. All right, we are on the bike. We are going for a test drive. In this ride, I will talk about various things about the bike to give you a real good sense of what this bike's all about. So I will talk about acceleration. I will talk about top speed. I will talk about the different pedal assist levels. I will talk about gear shifting. I will talk about brakes, and I'll do a little brake test. And then I'll do some terrain testing for you. Dirt, gravel, grass, and even sand. And then at the end, I will also show you the battery degradation, so you can see how much battery has gone down based on how much I've ridden. So to accomplish all this, we're going to go through my neighborhood, and then we're going to go to a local university that I know that has a bunch of different terrains. So first impressions of this bike, I like it. It's sleek looking. I really like the black matte finish. I really like the fat tires. The 26 by 4-inch tires are just massive, and they truly give you some cushion. I really didn't think they would. Also, I'm a big fan of the price. $14.99 is just kind of crazy. I mean, that is like really cheap, I mean, yeah, you're not getting the highest end components, the highest, Shimano components, for example, and brakes, but, it's good enough, So I will also say that you're up kind of high. Granted, I'm 6 foot and I've got the seat up kind of high, but just overall, the because the tires are so big. You're up high and you're in an upright position, you know? You almost feel like you're in kind of like a jockey position, you know? You're not really leaning back, you're not really leaning over, you're really just kind of straight up and down. Your back is just straight, you know? But, all right, so we're gonna do a little bit of pedal assist testing. So right now I'm in no pedal assist at all. And I'm not using throttle, I'm just riding the bike. And I started out at about 11 miles an hour, and I'm still cruising, you know? I mean, it's got some decent, you know, cruisability without any battery or power. You know, it's a bike. It's not that heavy, you know? Okay, now I'm going up a hill. Let's see if we can, okay, I just downshifted into first. And yeah, look at this. This is like a 3 or 4% grade, and yeah, no problem, you know? So, now we're gonna put it in first gear, first pedal assist, and let's see what that's all about. All right, we're off. So what I can say is, we'll get to throttle in a minute, but when you're just using pedal assist, I mean, the bike really takes off, you know? I mean, just wow. It's got a lot of torque. Like I said in the intro, it's got 80 Newton meters of torque, which is actually quite a bit for a bike like this, you know? So, I'm not saying the front wheel pops up, but you definitely have some go, you know? So, we're in pedal assist 1, and obviously, I'm going too fast, and so I can't really pedal. But that's okay. When I get to a flatter ground, I'm gonna put it into pedal assist 2 and show you what that's all about. But I'm in pedal assist 1, I just caught up to the crank, and I'm going 21 miles an hour. Handlebars are kind of comfortable. It's got like a nice leather feel to them, and they're kind of the oblong ones that kind of, you know, really give your palm a place to rest, you know? I like that. And yeah, these tires, man, these tires are really something. You hear about it a lot, that they give you a lot of cushion. Now granted, this has front suspension, so that helps too. But you know, it's a hardtail, so it has no rear suspension, but I'm still feeling some pretty good, you know, bounce, some really good cushion. So these tires really do something, you know, it's kind of crazy. I do think a good addition to this bike, having ridden it just a little bit, would be get a suspension C-post. I think that would help a lot. I think getting a suspension C-post would help a lot. I think with the front suspension, it would just give you a little bit of extra suspension. And when you add that to the big tires, I think you're in great shape. So now I'm in pedal assist 2. And you know, just a lot easier. There's a big jump between the pedal assist levels. So no pedal assist at all. You know, the bike basically just no power. Obviously it's slow. Pedal assist 1 doesn't just ease you in, it literally just takes off like a rocket. Pedal assist 2 is like, you know, major force behind you, pushing you. And then as you go up the pedal assist levels, they just get more and more powerful, and there's a significant jump in power between levels. I've been on bikes that have 9 pedal assist levels, and obviously the jump is less. And again, you can go into settings and make this a 9 pedal assist level bike. Personally, I would probably do that. I think that probably makes more sense for some people, especially if you're new to biking, because the first pedal assist level is pretty powerful. You don't want to get, you know, overwhelmed. Okay, now we're going to go into pedal assist 3. Yeah, just, I don't know if you can't feel it, but I can. It literally just took off. It was like there was a Mack truck behind me that just pushed me, and it's going too fast for me to even pedal. I can't even keep up with the sprocket right now. So yeah, like the difference is just massive. More so than most bikes I've ridden. All right, we're in pedal assist 3 and we're just freaking taking off. Let's see 4. 4, yeah, it just, wow. I've never seen this before. When you shift up, or down I guess, when you shift up in the pedal assist levels, it literally like thrusts you forward. I've never seen that before. Usually it's gradual. This is pretty significant. So even for a 750 watt bike, you know, it's got pretty significant power. Okay, I'm gonna try the brake test for you here in a second. Okay, we're gonna come to like a screeching halt, just so you can see how it works. pretty good. I mean, I was going like 12 miles an hour or so, and I stopped, you know, within like 3 feet. So the brakes are pretty good on this thing, front and back. So again, I rode it at night the other day. I didn't include it in the video because it's, you know, my camera probably can't handle the night very well, but it really illuminates the view in front of you, you know. All right, so now we're gonna go into pedal assist 5. And yeah, it's just like a freaking stallion taking off. I'm really struggling to keep up here. Oh wow, we're going like 26, 27, 28, you know. Wow. All right, here we go. A little bit of a dirt trail. Again, pretty hard packed dirt. A little bit of loose dirt, but for the most part, pretty hard packed. And yeah, it's handling it really well. And these tires have a lot of grip, so not a lot of a concern there. You know, you can definitely carve, you know, turn the wheel and not really slide. I'm not really losing any traction. And I'm going about 16 miles an hour, so not bad. So let's see what else. We've got some gravel over here. Let's see how it handles that. Yeah, really good, you know? No problem. Okay, here's kind of a gravelly, kind of a loose dirt path. And let's see what this does here. So I'm really trying to, you know, turn a little bit to see if it actually keeps its traction, and it is. It's not really losing traction, which is pretty cool. So you can tell, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really kind of slaloming back and forth. And it's keeping its traction really well. Okay, let's try some mulch, you know, or some bark. Not bad. Look at that, like no problem. Yeah, and it's even got traction. You can feel the tires are not slipping. It's got some traction. Okay, here's a little bit of grass. Let's just see how it handles. I'm in throttle only. You know, it pulls you through pretty nicely. And there is some carving capabilities, you know? Not bad. As you can see, I'm making my way through a little campus here. On my way to the sand pit. It's actually a volleyball court, but I haven't seen anybody play there in ages. I've been here many, many, many times, so I don't feel bad going through it. And we're gonna just check it out and see how it does, because I don't really have a beach nearby, you know? So we're gonna approach it at about 10 miles an hour. Let's just see how far through we can get. Look at this, people. Not bad. That was actually really impressive. Yeah, this is pretty cool. It pulled it through nice and easily. It wasn't just like it was using the momentum of my speed to pull me through. It actually pulled me through, you know? So in my opinion, having ridden this bike, having ridden about 10 other electric bikes, from foldables to dirt bike style, motorbike style, mid-drive, hub, I can say, as an educated consumer, this bike is mostly for a beginner or a person that's not going to ride aggressively. Again, it doesn't have the highest level of componentry. And so I feel if you go really fast and you go through some really aggressive terrain, let's say some really aggressive dirt, you know, some off-hill, you know, off-roading, the bike might have some issues. You know, some things might loosen, some things might joggle loose, etc., etc. So if you're a beginning rider and you've never really ridden an electric bike, or you're one of those individuals that hasn't ridden a bike in, let's say, 10, 20 years, this is a perfect entry-level bike. For $1,500, you're getting a beast with speed. It's really comfortable. It's multi-terrain, and you're not making an enormous investment. You know, I know $1,500 is a lot to some people, but in the e-bike world, it's really not that much. Some bikes go upwards of, you know, $2,500, $3,000, or even up from there. Another person this bike would be for is an older person. that, you know, just wants to get out and get some exercise, get some sun, get the wind blowing through their face and their hair, and, you know, also wants to potentially get some exercise. Again, you can put this in a low pedal assist gear as is and still get some exercise. You could also adjust the pedal assist levels to 9 and put it in pedal assist 1 and just get a little extra push to compensate for the size of the weight of the bike and get some great exercise. This bike is not really inhibited in terms of terrain. I would say it's probably a great commuter bike, but because of the off-road tires, because of the front suspension, because of the really bouncy 26-inch tires and 4-inch wide, you can go off-road. I just wouldn't go aggressively off-road. I think some light off-roading and you're in great shape. You know, a nice fire trail or a hard pack trail. I do feel like the fenders, although they are nice and they look nice and they help the mud from being kicked up, I do feel like they're a little flimsy. Not the fenders themselves, but the metal arms that hold them on. I just feel like I'm going down a curb here and there, and I hear some jostling, and I think that's what it is. You know, they're just not the strongest things. I feel like the componentry, again, not the highest level. Again, compared to some other bikes I've ridden, I just feel like it's not the highest level. But again, if you're a beginner or looking for a beginner bike or entry-level bike, for $1,500, you're getting some good components. You know, I mean, it is Shimano, so you're getting a good name. So it's not, you know, some off-brand that you've never heard of. One more thing I'll say. It has a front headlight and a rear tail light that are wired into the battery of the bike. So you never have to charge them, you never have to take them off and plug them into a USB socket or something like that. Always going to be ready. So I really like that a lot. Again, they are pretty bright, so it does give you great visibility. So that's a nice plus, really nice plus. So I think you don't need to be afraid to take this off-road. You just need to be careful that you don't find yourself in a really hairy situation with a lot of divots and a lot of, you know, big hills and bumps and, you know, tree roots sticking out and all that, like really aggressive terrain. It's just not going to handle that very well. But stuff like this, nice flat trails, easy, you know, really easy. All right, we've got a nice big hill coming up here. Let's approach it 2 different ways. One, with throttle, with approaching it with speed. So we're at 23 miles an hour when we start the hill, and this hill is probably a 6% grade. And we're maintaining our speed pretty well. We're at 22 miles an hour. We're just slowing down a little bit. 20 miles an hour, 19, 18. Okay, it is losing speed, but we are still going up it. So we're at 17 miles an hour and it seems to be holding. So pretty good, pretty impressive actually. 17 miles an hour up a hill like this, and we're in pedal assist 5 and we're in gear 7. Okay, now we're gonna approach the hill. We're in gear 3. We're at a dead stop, and we're gonna use throttle only and see if we can get up the hill. Okay, we're at 13 miles an hour, 14, 15, 16. We're at 17.2 again. So it doesn't really matter in this bike if you approach a hill with momentum or at a dead stop, you're still gonna reach upwards of 17 miles an hour. That's pretty cool. I'm impressed. Okay, we've used the throttle and pedal assist a lot. Like really leaned on it a lot. And we've gone about 8 or so miles. And we've only used 1 bar on the battery. So there's still 4 bars out of 5. Okay, we're on a straightaway here. And I actually just reached 29.6 miles an hour. And it's starting to go uphill a teeny bit, and I just hit 30, 30.7. and we're still maintaining that speed, even going up a slight 1% grade. Yeah, it keeps teetering on 29 and 30. Wow. So I'm gonna say 30.6 is the top speed I hit. And again, that was going up a teeny little bit of a grade. So 30.6. That's pretty good. That's surprising. Okay, now we're gonna put in pedal assist 2 and see what happens. Yeah, it just lurches forward. It's crazy. So I have to put it in a higher gear just to be able to keep up with the sprocket. So now we're in pedal assist 2. We're in gear 7. And it's got a lot of power. I mean, it's really, really pulling me up this hill. Another really nice feature about this bike, I don't know if you can see it right here, but there's a bell. And I know you don't buy a bike for a bell, but when you're riding on a path and you see some walkers coming up, it's nice to give them a little jingle instead of a, you know, coming on your left, watch out, you know, it just gets old saying that. And it's just a nice little pleasant thing to just go, you know, and this is I know it's, again, you're not buying a bike for its bell, but this is a really nice bell. It's a really high quality bell. I've ridden some bikes that have a bell, you know, on the bike, and it's just a piece of junk. This is actually like a metal bell, and it's really secure, and it has a nice ring to it. So all in all, I'm a fan. I like the bike, I like the price, I like the tires. It's really comfortable. It's got a lot of power. I really love the battery capacity, and I think this could be a really good bike for a lot of people. So that's going to do it for this review. Thanks for watching.